All right, let's see how sharp you really are. Today, we're testing your knowledge of product roadmaps. Those carefully designed plans that supposedly show where a product is going, what will be built, and when everything will arrive. But how much of what people believe about roadmaps is actually true? 10 questions, no hints, no second chances. I'll give you the statement. You decide, fact or fiction? Think fast. Trust your instincts. And keep score because this one gets tricky. Ready? Let's test your knowledge. Question 1. Here's your first statement. A product roadmap is simply a detailed project plan showing every feature the development team will release and the exact date each one will be completed. The answer is fiction. This sounds believable, but it confuses a product roadmap with a delivery plan. A project or delivery plan focuses on tasks, resources, deadlines, and the steps required to complete specific work. A product roadmap has a different purpose. It should communicate the direction of the product, the problems the organization intends to solve, the outcomes it wants to achieve, and the priorities that support its broader strategy. A roadmap may include estimated timeframes, but it should not pretend that every feature and release date is guaranteed, especially when teams are still researching the problem or testing possible solutions. The farther an item is from the present, the greater the uncertainty surrounding it. When a roadmap becomes a rigid list of features and deadlines, teams can become trapped into delivering yesterday's assumptions, even when new evidence shows that those assumptions were wrong. A good roadmap provides direction without pretending that the future is completely predictable. Question 2. Next statement. A strong product roadmap should help people understand why the product team is investing in certain priorities, not only what it plans to build. The answer is fact. A roadmap should connect planned work to a meaningful reason. For example, instead of simply listing new onboarding dashboard, the roadmap could explain that the priority is to reduce the number of new users who abandon the platform before completing setup. The dashboard may be one possible solution, but the real objective is improving activation and helping customers experience value sooner. This distinction matters because the first solution a team imagines is not always the best one. When stakeholders understand the problem, the intended customer benefit, and the desired business outcome, they can have a much more productive conversation about priorities. Without that context, a roadmap becomes a feature list, and people are left guessing why one request was selected while another was postponed. The best roadmaps explain the strategic thinking behind the work. Question 3. Let's continue. A roadmap with more planned features is usually stronger because it shows that the product team has considered more opportunities. The answer is fiction. More features do not automatically create a better product or a better roadmap. In fact, an overloaded roadmap can reveal that the organization has failed to make difficult decisions. Every additional feature consumes design, development, testing, documentation, security, support, and maintenance capacity. It can also make the product more complicated for customers. A team that tries to satisfy every department and pursue every opportunity may spread its resources so thinly that none of its most important priorities receives enough attention. This is sometimes called a feature factory. The organization keeps shipping new functionality, but it does not stop to ask whether customer behavior, satisfaction, retention, or business performance actually improved. A strong roadmap is selective. It concentrates effort on the problems and opportunities most likely to create meaningful value. Prioritization is not about fitting everything onto the roadmap. It is about deciding what deserves attention now and what does not. Question 4. Pay attention to this one. If a product roadmap changes during the year, it proves that the original planning process failed. The answer is fiction. A roadmap that never changes may actually be more concerning than one that evolves. Product teams operate in environments where customer needs, technologies, competitors, regulations, costs, and business priorities can change. Teams also learn through research, prototypes, experiments, usage data, and customer feedback. If new evidence shows that an idea will not produce the expected result, continuing solely because it appears on the roadmap is not discipline, it is stubbornness. Changing a roadmap does not necessarily mean the organization planned badly. It may mean that the team is learning and responding intelligently. However, constant unexplained changes can still be a warning sign. Roadmap updates should be deliberate, evidence-based, and clearly communicated. The team should explain what changed, why it changed, what evidence influenced the decision, and what the change means for other priorities. A roadmap should provide stability of direction, but flexibility in how that direction is achieved. Question 5. We're halfway there. An outcome-based roadmap can remain successful even when the team decides not to build the feature it originally expected to create. The answer is fact. This is true because an outcome-based roadmap measures success by the result achieved, not simply by whether a feature was released. Imagine that a platform wants to reduce the number of customers contacting support because they cannot find an important account setting. The team may initially assume that it needs to build an entirely new settings dashboard. But after researching the issue, it discovers that clearer navigation, improved labels, and a short onboarding prompt solve most of the problem. The original feature is no longer necessary. The team has achieved the intended outcome faster, with less complexity and at a lower cost. On an output-based roadmap, canceling the dashboard might look like failure because the promised feature was not delivered. On an outcome-based roadmap, it can be recognized as a smart decision because the real customer problem was solved. Building less can sometimes create more value. Question 6. Let's raise the difficulty. If several important customers request the same feature, the responsible decision is to place it on the roadmap. The answer is fiction. Repeated customer requests are important evidence, but they are not automatic instructions. Customers are often excellent at describing their frustrations, needs, and desired outcomes. However, the feature they request may be only one possible solution. A product team should investigate who is requesting it, why they need it, how frequently the problem occurs, and whether the issue affects a wider group of users. It should also consider strategic alignment, development cost, security, technical risk, maintenance requirements, and the opportunity cost of delaying other work. A request from a major customer may deserve urgent investigation, but automatically accepting every request can turn a coherent product into a collection of custom features designed for different clients. The better question is not simply, how many customers asked for this? It is, what problem are they trying to solve? How significant is that problem, and is solving it consistent with the future of our product? Customer feedback should inform the roadmap, not control it without evaluation. Question 7. This one catches people off guard. Using broad categories such as now, next, and later can sometimes make a roadmap more honest and useful than assigning an exact delivery date to every initiative. The answer is fact. Exact dates can create a false sense of certainty. Work in the now category is usually better understood, actively being researched, or already in development. Items in next are important priorities, but their final scope, sequence, and solution may still change. Items in later represent potential future directions with much greater uncertainty. This format makes that uncertainty visible. It helps stakeholders understand priority and sequence without treating every early idea as a guaranteed commitment. That does not mean dates should never be used. Some launches genuinely depend on contracts, regulatory deadlines, seasonal events, or coordinated market activity. But attaching precise dates to poorly understood work can encourage teams to cut research, testing, or quality just to protect a promise that was made too early. A roadmap should create clarity. It should not manufacture confidence the organization has not yet earned. Question 8. Stay focused. Technical debt, security improvements, and infrastructure work can belong on a product roadmap even when customers will never see them as new features. The answer is fact. Not every valuable product investment is visible on the screen. A platform may need faster infrastructure, stronger access controls, improved monitoring, upgraded dependencies, cleaner data architecture, or the replacement of fragile legacy code. Customers may never press a button labeled technical debt reduction, but they will experience the consequences if that work is continuously ignored. The product may become slower, less reliable, more difficult to secure, and increasingly expensive to change. Eventually, even simple features can take far longer to deliver because engineers must work around years of accumulated complexity. Roadmaps that show only customer-facing features can hide essential investments and create the illusion that infrastructure work has no product value. The key is to explain the outcome. Instead of listing an obscure technical task, the roadmap can connect it to improved reliability, faster future delivery, reduced security exposure, or the ability to support more users. Some of the most important roadmap work is almost invisible until it is neglected. Question 9. Almost there. Publishing a roadmap for customers means the company is committing to deliver every listed item, even if the roadmap says that priorities may change. The answer is fiction. A public roadmap communicates direction, priorities, and possibilities, but it should not automatically be interpreted as a legally binding delivery schedule. Responsible companies clearly distinguish between ideas under consideration, work being researched, initiatives in development, and features that have been formally scheduled for release. This is particularly important when customers are making purchasing decisions. If sales teams present uncertain roadmap items as guaranteed functionality, customers may buy a product based on capabilities that never arrive. That can damage trust and create commercial or contractual risk. A public roadmap should therefore use careful language, visible status categories, and clear explanations of uncertainty. It should also be updated when priorities change. Transparency does not mean promising everything. It means being honest about what the organization knows, what it is exploring, and what remains uncertain. Question 10. This is the final question, and it's the one that surprises most people. The most important decisions represented by a product roadmap may be the ideas the company chooses not to pursue. The answer is fact. This is true because strategy is defined as much by exclusion as it is by action. Every organization has limited time, money, talent, and attention. When a company adds an initiative to its roadmap, it is also choosing to delay or abandon something else. That hidden trade-off is called opportunity cost. A product team may have hundreds of reasonable ideas, dozens of customer requests, and several exciting technologies available to it. But a roadmap that attempts to pursue all of them is not truly strategic. The strongest roadmaps create focus. They identify the customers the product is designed to serve, the problems that matter most, the outcomes the organization is trying to produce, and the opportunities it is deliberately choosing not to pursue. Saying no can be difficult, especially when an idea comes from an influential customer, executive, or sales opportunity. But repeatedly saying yes can produce a fragmented product, an exhausted team, and a roadmap that nobody believes. A roadmap's real value is not the number of boxes it contains. It is the quality of the decisions behind those boxes. The best roadmap does not predict everything a company could build. It helps the company concentrate on what it should build and gives it the confidence to leave the rest behind. All right, how did you do? Drop your score in the comments. Be honest. Did exact dates catch you out? Or did you already know that changing a roadmap does not automatically mean the plan has failed? 8 or more? You're ahead of most people. 10 out of 10? You may be ready to lead the next product strategy meeting. Less than 8? Now you know what many teams learn only after wasting months building the wrong things. Hit like, subscribe, and share this challenge with someone who thinks a roadmap is just a list of features and deadlines. Then come back for the next MP Nerds Fact or Fiction Challenge, because knowing more is how you stay ahead.